Hello and welcome to this week's video. In this week's video I'm going to tell you why you should start your own YouTube channel. I'll tell you what's happened to me in the last 12 months since I started mine and the main reasons for why I did that. But the most important thing, you need to grab a camera and you need to hit record. What are you waiting for? Let's do it. Starting a YouTube channel can be a daunting experience. There's so many things that you might be worried about. Will I make a fool of myself? Will I be any good? What will people think? And then the worst one is, what will my family and friends think? Disclaimer, they won't even care, and most of them won't even watch your videos. But the most important thing, as I've already said, is you need to start somewhere. I started my channel about 14 months ago. It's been a phenomenal journey. I've learned so much about YouTube, and I've actually learned quite a bit about myself in the whole process. So as far as I can see, there have been no drawbacks, but there are a few things that you might want to consider as you start to plan your journey. So let's go on and find out what they are. So my YouTube journey started because of one major reason. I had a very bad accident. About 3 years ago, I was clearly in the middle of a midlife crisis. I was 3 years away from turning 50, and I tried to recover my youth because my two sons had started skateboarding. And because I had been a skateboarder in my youth, I automatically thought it was like riding a bike. It, however, was not like riding a bike. It was more like riding a Bronco that had been up all night, lack of sleep, and had been stung several times by a group of murderous wasps. As you will see from the photographs that have been on the screen, I absolutely decimated my left elbow. That led to serious repercussions to the other things that I really enjoyed in my life, such as playing the guitar, playing golf. A thing that you might not know about me is in a previous life I was a golf professional, teaching professional, and that's what I do in my day-to-day job. But all of that was taken away from me because I lost serious use of my fingers, and my dexterity isn't what it used to be. So I had a choice at that point. Did I start to mope about and feel sorry for myself? Or did I decide to look for other passions and other things that I could do to try and get me outside my own head and find my love for being creative again? And that's what YouTube did for me, and it can do it for you too. So I first fell in love with YouTube because I spent a huge amount of time watching videos about how to start photography. Because now that I couldn't play guitar and I had to give up golf, I needed another outlet for my own creative passion. And I found that photography was just the absolute saviour of me. Now I need to point out that Nancy was my rock through that entire period, because it was very easy for me to go one way or the other and go down a dark path. But Nancy kept on at me, and she encouraged me to take up photography. With that support, I eventually took the plunge and bought my very first camera, which was a Canon N50. And I thoroughly enjoyed the whole process of going out and trying to find photographs and learn how to use the camera. But me being me, I very quickly outgrew the M50 because it was too small in the hands and I felt that I looked stupid. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, I never look stupid. So I saved up a lot of money and I went for the Canon R5. It was a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a camera. I tend to be one of those kind of people though that if you have the very best gear and something goes wrong, it's the monkey that's using it that's wrong and not the gear. So as I mentioned, I turned to YouTube. I started watching videos from Nigel Danson, James Popsis, Gavin Hardcastle, and loads of others. And in my first year, that was enough for me. And I loved, you know, the whole process of planning a day out, taking the camera, looking at the weather, getting a good photograph, and then taking it back to the studio to edit. But then that soon became not enough, because what I'd realized is that the Canon R5 had amazing video capabilities, and I felt I wasn't getting the best of it. So I decided there and then that I was going to try and make my first YouTube video. And me being me, I bankrupted myself buying all manner of gear that I didn't need. So that's another thing I'm going to tell you about, is what you actually need to get started and why you don't need to break the bank. So in the last year of my journey on YouTube, I've managed to get to 700 subscribers and 2,300 watch hours. What does that actually mean? Well, if you're interested in trying to make a little bit of money off YouTube, you need to hit 1,000 subscribers and For me, the more difficult target is 4,000 hours of watch time within a 12-month period. Because my channel is now over 1 year, the views that I got in the first 2 months of my channel are now starting to drop off because it's out with that 365-day period. So now not only do I need to try and get more watch time, I'm also fighting against lost watch time, so I start from a negative position on a daily basis, which is very difficult to deal with. But what I have found is now that I've got 23 videos, 24 videos on my channel, on a daily basis I'm getting maybe 100 views across all of my videos. So the more content you have out there, the easier it is for you to drive those watch hours. And the key to that is consistency. That's something that I've not been particularly good at. In 14 months, I've managed 23 videos, and that's about 1 video every 3 weeks. I need to get myself up to a schedule of 1 video every single week if I want to try and take it seriously. But that's not to say that you need to take it seriously. The whole process of making YouTube videos is an absolute blast, as long as it's not raining, as long as the sun's out and it's dry. That said, some of my best videos are when it's snowing, when there's ice, when I've camped, when there's midges, when there's flies, because everybody can relate to that. I live in Scotland and this weather is not typical. It is the 22nd of April and the sun is out and I'm not wearing a jacket. So as I said, I have 700 subscribers at the moment and I need 300 more to hit that threshold of 1,000. I always get a little bit embarrassed asking you guys to subscribe, but if you could, it would make all the difference to me. 700 has been phenomenal and I can't believe that that's how many are already following the channel. But if we could get another 300, if you're watching this, just give it a wee like, give it a wee subscribe, and I will be eternally grateful for that. Thank you. That's a dog. One of the other big things about having a YouTube channel is, do you know that feeling that if you post something on Facebook and then you start to get likes and how it makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, that dopamine hit? Well, take that and magnify that by 1,000,000, because when you post a 6, 7, 8 minute video which you've poured your heart and soul into, and you start to get comments and likes back on that, and you see that people are actually spending their hard-earned time to watch your video, it's a real sense of accomplishment and pride. So again, whilst you may be nervous starting out, putting out your first couple of videos, just stick at it, because I promise you there'll come a point where you make a video and you think, that's the one that I'm proud of. I have a couple on my channel just now that I really like. I'd recommend you watch them if you haven't already. There's 24 Hours in Glencoe, there's the best Scotland video ever. A lot of them have stunning drone footage from around Glencoe and some of the castles around Scotland. I try and keep it light and entertaining. I give you a little bit of history. I am not a history buff by any stretch of the imagination, but my niche isn't history. My niche is just showing you different parts of this beautiful country and hope that you might come and visit someday. If you have already been to Scotland and you've been to some of the areas where I've posted my videos, please drop a comment down below, because I have answered every single comment so far that I've received. Some have been brilliant, some have been not so brilliant, but even those ones I appreciate, because I've learned a lot about making YouTube videos by listening to you. Some of the footage, whether it's cinematic or not, whether it's too bright, too dark, out of focus, music's too loud, all of those things I learned from you telling me that was what you saw when you watched the video. So don't be scared to listen to your comments. In fact, encourage it, because it will make your journey that much better and that much quicker. So thank you to everybody that's left a comment below. So as I mentioned at the start, you're going to need some gear to start your YouTube journey, but it's not as much as you think. When I started, I bought a camera, I bought 3 lenses. The total of that was £7,000–8,000. I bought a tripod, I bought a bag, I bought filters, I upgraded my computer, I bought clamps, cables, batteries, battery chargers, battery banks. I didn't need any of it. If you want to start your YouTube channel and you don't have much of that gear, the only thing you need is a mobile phone. An iPhone 13 upwards, or a Samsung equivalent, is all you need to get started in this. What I would recommend, and everybody says, and it's so true, is that audio is very important. You don't want to have fantastically crisp visuals. You don't want to have fantastically crisp video and then terrible audio. It's a well-known fact that people will put up with slightly poor video as long as the audio is okay. So I would recommend looking at one of these. DJI wireless mics. There's lots of different ones out there. Rode make plenty of them, and a lot of them are compatible with mobile phones. So make sure you get one that you can plug into your camera, and that's it. You have everything that you need to start your YouTube journey. All of those excuses, you need to throw them in the bin. Get your camera, get a mic, get an idea, and get out. So what are the main benefits of starting your own YouTube channel? Well, apart from the mental health aspect of it, where I have something to do at the weekends or in nice nights now that the summer's coming back, it gives you that focus and that enthusiasm to just not sit there and watch Netflix and all of that sort of stuff. So it's certainly helped my mental health. The knock-on effect from that is also it is giving me additional health benefits from a physical point of view, because I like to walk up mountains, I like to go long walks to try and get decent photographs that I can share with yourself. The other part is that I've fallen in love with my country. Right up until I started my YouTube video, I took Scotland for granted because I've lived here all my life. But now I'm looking for different places to go that I've never been before, and I'm finding that it's a stunning land, and it's if you're willing to go off the beaten track, you'll find a lot of secrets that you've never been aware of before. Another great thing about having a YouTube video is it's quite exciting, especially once you've finished making your video, you've added your music, your sound effects, whatever it is that you're going to do with it, and then you hit that publish button. You get to then sit back and look at your phone and see if it's had any views, any likes, thumbs ups, and even better, if it's had any comments that you can then respond to. Like I said earlier in the video, it's far more engaging than just putting something on Facebook and waiting for a wee like at the bottom of that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've missed. I think that's it, really. I can't stress enough that if you're thinking about doing it, then just do it. Don't sit until you've got all the gear. Don't wait until you've got the best script, and don't wait until the weather's great. Just get your camera, get your microphone, hit record, and start your journey. And start it today. You won't regret it.